The last night that you saw on this video was literally my first night in a hammock in the forests in Norway, and it came with a few minor challenges regarding the weather. So I think I can shortly show you what I brought with me and how I set everything up, and I can also tell you a little bit about what I learned already and what mistakes I hopefully won't make again, so that you kinda have a bit of a picture of what you would expect having a night in the hammock in Norway. As you may remember, we have sold our van, so on this year's road trip we are going to spend many more nights outside, either in a hammock or a tent. So instead of failing somewhere up north in a storm, I thought this close to home kind of viewpoint is a much safer practice ground. You saw it yesterday, this is pretty much the setup. We have the tarp, a mosquito net, the hammock, and then in there one sleeping bag and a Norwegian piece of kit, which is called Yuki. I found this place here quite a while ago, and additionally to this amazing fjord view, there were 4 trees where I thought it would be quite easy to attach a tarp to, as well as have some space for the hammock under the tarp, which turned out to be, I would say, quite a good choice. I would maybe like to have 1 or 2 more trees in front of the first 2 ones to be able to center the tarp a bit more over the hammock, but all in all I think this worked pretty well. While setting up, I quickly realized that one of my biggest weaknesses are knots. So I kinda got it done and everything was holding, but if I could recommend you one thing, then learn a few knots to set up a tarp a bit quicker and more efficient than I did. To attach the hammock itself, I had these straps from AliExpress. Yeah, well, a copy of the moon straps for this hammock, and they are adjustable in length, which made it a great deal easier, as I just had to hook the hammock itself into the strap and was pretty much good to go. It was holding my weight quite easily, so I have nothing to complain about that. No knots is a good thing for me. One thing I have to mention in this regard is that I initially attached the hammock way too low. So imagine me with 100 kilo in there, and I think that makes a good 30 centimeters difference in height. So at the first point I was maybe, these 30 centimeters lower with the straps, and the hammock touched the ground, pretty easily. So one thing from our first camping night is attach the hammock high enough. Sticking with height of attachments. In Norway you need a mosquito net, like it's literally no way around. And the point of this mosquito net is that it covers a bit of space below and above the hammock. So what you see now is that it is centered quite well in the middle when there's no weight in the hammock. When I lay down though, I kinda touch the lower part of the mosquito net, so I should have not had it that high, but rather kinda straight going over from where the hammock starts to the other side. Yeah, that's point number 2, because in this case now the mosquitoes were able to pretty much have direct contact to the lower part of the hammock, which just resulted in a bit of noise. The mosquito net is also from AliExpress, and it came with these practical hooks, so you just had to use 1 string of paracord over it and it would hang quite well, I would say. When it comes to sleep and warmth, I should maybe have brought an insulation mat that I should have placed in the hammock, but I wanted to try how it works without in this winter sleeping bag and a Norwegian piece of kit called Yuki, which is basically a insulating tarp that you can also use as a sleeping bag. So I put that one around the other sleeping bag and I was pretty warm, I would say. It was 8 degrees and pretty moist yesterday, but I think I could have managed without the Jærendyk, with just the winter sleeping bag, if I would have had an insulation mat below. A general thing in Norway is that it gets quite cold in the nights, so you're always better off having one single layer of wool as a foundation before you get into your sleeping bag. It can be warm in summer, but better be prepared for nights around 8 degrees. Right now, for example, it was forecasted to be slightly sunny, and I literally had rain all morning long. So I can promise you, whatever is in the weather forecast will most likely not be the truth here. The weather around the fjords is changing incredibly fast, and you better carry 1 kilo more of luggage than being cold or wet in the night. This time I actually brought sandals as well. It is more of a luxury item, I admit, but it was very nice to be easily able to get in and out of shoes when going into the hammock. These ones are more robust, nicer to wear, but not so practical. Anyways, I wouldn't bring them if I would be on a hike. It seems like the rain is not going anywhere anytime soon, so I'm going to wrap this up, start packing, bring everything back home. And if you have any questions regarding camping, hiking in Norway, you let me know in the comments. Maybe I have not addressed some things that you would have liked seen to be addressed.